Hey guys, going to start in just a minute. I'm also going to record this on my computer. If you are popping on live, say hi. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Just want to make sure everything's good. I'm doing a backup. Hi, Marietta. I'm doing a backup of this recording on my computer, especially since last time Instagram didn't want to let me upload it. All right, so I'm going to keep all of these daily videos pretty short and sweet because as much as we are all confined to our homes generally, I know we still have things to do in our day. Hopefully we're making the most of our time, right? That's what I'm trying to do here too. So, all right, I think I am good on my computer and Instagram's working wonderful. So let's dive in. I always like to either start seated or lying back. That's totally up to you. Maybe seated will be easier today. Just like yesterday, comfortable position, sit tall, put a blanket or a pillow under the hips if sitting on the floor isn't comfortable. Hands on your lap, just roll your shoulders back a few times. Good, and then just allow those shoulders to drop down. Close the eyes, take a few big breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Let it go with a little bit of a sigh. It helps just release all that tension. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time, big breath in and out through the mouth. Keep the eyes closed for a moment. Take a quick scan of the body. It's really important to bring in some awareness in these moments. Tune into how your body is feeling, especially during these uneasy times. We can hold a lot of our emotions, a lot of that stress in our bodies. So just note where you might be feeling that today. Good, one more big breath. And then before you open your eyes, let's just create an intention. What are you looking to bring into this day? What are you looking to draw in right now? Maybe it's just a little bit of calm. Maybe it's to release a little bit of tension. Maybe it's to let the mind get quiet for a moment. Or just choose, what are you looking for today? What do you want to get out of this practice? Again, one more big breath. Let that out with a sigh. And then when you're ready, turning the face down towards the floor, opening the eyes, regaining that focus, and bring that gaze back up. Beautiful. Let's come right into a table position. This is going to be more about movement than anything today. So coming onto all fours, table position, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Draw the belly in slightly so that we have that engagement through our core. Few rounds of cat and cow. Just take a big breath in at center. And then as you exhale, round up, tucking your chin, tucking your tailbone. Breathe in, let that belly and chest drop now. Slight gaze forward. We're just gonna do this for a few more breaths. Remember to exhale on the way up. Inhale on the way down. Again, exhaling, rounding up, tuck that chin, tuck that tailbone, move that through the back, really round it out. Big breath in, long neck, gaze forward. One more time. Good, and then just return to center. step your right foot forward. And again, however you have to get there, because if those hips are tight, swinging that foot forward isn't always easy. But I would love you to get your legs in like a 90-degree angle, and your hands are gonna come to the inside of your foot. So essentially, I want you to kind of walk that foot out so that you have plenty of room for the shoulders, hands underneath the shoulders. And we're just gonna do this really slow, gentle moving lunge. We start at center here, and then we breathe in, and then you're just gonna exhale, walk your hands forward into this slight lunge forward. Now, if the heel starts lifting up, kind of like mine is, I'm just gonna walk my toes a bit further forward so that I can keep that foot flat on the floor. And then we're just gonna breathe, inhaling through center, and then exhale, sit it back slightly. I've been sitting a lot during this quarantine, and my hamstrings are tight. So only as back as far as feels right for you. Inhale through center, exhale, walk it forward. Again, we're just gonna do this a few times. Breathe in through center, exhale, sit it back. Inhale through center, exhale forward. Inhale through center, exhale it back. Let's do that one more time. Again, all the way forward. Inhale, exhale it back. Good. Bring that to center. Slowly step that leg back, and then bring your left foot forward. Do the same thing on the other side. Again, we start 90 degrees with both legs here, hands to center. Walk that left foot out to the left so you have lots of room for your shoulders. And then begin. Inhale through center. Exhale, walk it forward. Inhale through center. Exhale, sit it back. Just gonna follow the breath. Move through this a few more times. Listen to the body here. These are slow, fairly gentle movements, but you might notice where your body is tight. And being aware is half of this. We really can notice where we need to give our bodies a little bit more love. Good. One more time, all the way forward. All the way back. Good, back to center. Again, bring yourself to that table position. And then we're gonna move into a downward dog. So again, hands under the shoulders. Make sure we're not hyperextending those elbows, right? Little bend in your elbows. Toes are gonna touch into the floor. And then we're just gonna press up and back into that downward dog. Now, I always like to give my hands a little bit wider space so that my neck has lots of room. And then I'm gonna pedal my heels here. Bend one knee, opposite heel drops down. Just move through this a couple more times. If for some reason the arms are getting tired, because, well, when we're sitting around a lot, we get tired. Just bring yourself into a nice rest position of child's pose, hips leaning towards those heels, arms are long forward, the forehead can touch down at the floor. If that's not happening, that's okay. You can stack the fists under the forehead. Take a little rest there, okay? But if it's okay, come into that downward dog again. Again, we're trying to warm up the body a little bit, so pedaling those heels, bringing in some movement. And then if it feels okay, then just hold here. Really see if you can sink back into that downward dog. You can bend the knees if the hamstrings are a little angry, like mine are right now. A little angry, so I'm gonna give my little bend to my knees so that I can get long through the back. Big breaths here. Good, and then let's drop our knees. Let's bring the knees nice and wide this time. Big toes come together and sit the hips back. Again, arms can go long forward for your child's pose, or you can stack the fists and rest the forehead there. Choose whatever position feels right for you and take 3 big breaths. Once that's complete, again, bring yourself back up to that table position for a moment. Get long through the neck. And then we're just gonna bring that right arm and reach it long forward. Feel that engagement through the core and through the back. Right arm forward. And then just drop that down. We're gonna do the same thing, left arm straight forward. Keep the gaze towards the floor, neck in line with your spine. Good, drop that down. Then we're gonna do the same with the legs. So we're gonna just extend the leg back, and I really want you to think of pressing through that heel. So long through the leg, toes are pointing down towards the floor. Good, drop that knee, switch to the other side, left leg long. Again, leg is only hip height, toes down towards the floor, press through the heel. Good. Then if you want a little bit more challenge, make sure that you have a little bit wider stance to the hands, nice space between the knees. We're gonna bring out the right arm and the left leg at the same time. So pressing out, reaching through the fingertips and reaching out through the heel. Good, drop that down, move to the other side. Left arm, right leg. Reach long. Beautiful. Back to center. Table position, long through the neck again. Downward dog. Lift up. You can pedal the heels if the hamstrings are still a little bit, again, a little tight. Otherwise, you can just hold in your downward dog. Take 2 big breaths with me. Excellent. Walk your feet forward, bend those knees generously, roll it up to standing. However you need to get there. Okay, I'm just gonna adjust Instagram so you guys can maybe see my face. All right, so standing position, we're just gonna do a few more minutes here. Feet are hip width apart. You're getting, again, long through the whole body, arms at your sides, roll those shoulders back and down. Take a breath here. Good. 3 sun breaths. We're just gonna inhale, lengthen the arms up, big breath in, exhale, float them down. Again, 2 more times, big inhale, and then exhale. 1 more time. Good, roll those shoulders out. Arms at your sides, just like we did yesterday. Just drop the ear towards the shoulder. Again, make sure those shoulders are back and down, that the shoulders are staying level with each other. Lengthen out the neck a bit. Good, inhale, head to center, exhale over to the other side. Notice how that feels. Keep that energy in the belly. You should feel like you're kind of drawing the belly button in right now. Perfect. Head back to center, roll that out. We're gonna do a little moving goddess, ladies, because most of you are ladies here, I know it. Men, you can join in too, though. So we're gonna go wider stance. Toes are gonna angle out, right? And then just take a moment to check. Always check that if we bend the knees, that the knees are moving in line with our toes. We don't wanna be so narrow that our toe or our knees are going way past our toes. That puts a lot of pressure in the knees. But we don't wanna be doing the splits either because we need to be able to bend still. So a little bit wider than the shoulders, toes turning out, knees are gonna feel comfortable here. So really important to kind of tuck the tailbone under so that you're drawing that navel in. And then we just bring in that sun breath, big breath in, up. And then this time we're just gonna bring hands to heart center as you float into those knees. And we're just gonna flow through this a few times. Inhale up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. exhale one more time. This time we go inhaling all the way up, and then we're gonna come into goddess arms. So sink into those heels, really tuck that tailbone under here, draw those knees back. This is all the energy piece. Elbows wide, shoulder height. Draw those elbows back, open through the chest. One more big breath. Perfect. Release the arms, lengthen the legs, turn those toes forward. Let's step this a little bit wider here, and then we're gonna breathe in one more time. This time you're gonna fold over. So you can just bring your hands to your thighs and use those hands as support as you fold all the way down. Let the whole torso hang heavy, head hang heavy. You can either let the hands rest on the floor, or you can interlace your hands at your elbows and let it hang. And we're just gonna stay here for a few breaths. Oh, here comes the dog. All right, bend the knees, roll all the way up. Here, buddy. There we go. This is what you get for lives, people. All right, so bring the legs back to center, give it a little shake out. Come to that nice standing position again. This time I want you to lift those toes up off the floor. Spread those toes out. You guys know I love this exercise if you've ever been to a class of mine. Strengthen through those feet. Maybe take your socks off today, give them some room to breathe, right? And then arms at your sides, just again, lifting those toes, spreading the toes out as much as you can, and then let them root back down. So check your feet for a moment. Make sure that your heels are right under the hips, the toes are forward, okay? Right, we stand bowed often, and we wanna make sure that we're aligning this first before we come into our next fold. So we're gonna do one more big forward fold here. Again, if this is a little bit challenging on the hamstrings, just bend the knees a bit more once you get into it. So start by standing tall, arms at your sides, big breath in. Again, just bring the hands back down to the thigh and just slowly roll this down. Narrow forward fold. Arms can hang heavy again. You can interlace the arms again, whatever feels more comfortable, but let the head hang heavy here. We want to really help decompress that neck and that spine. Couple more big breaths. Bend the knees generously, slowly roll this up. Beautiful. Take a moment, stand in what we call Tadasana or mountain pose again. And this time I want you to interlace your fingers behind you, right? So just interlace them here, gently pulling down. We don't want to be bowing the whole back. We want to keep tall, but just gently pull this down here. Again, you should feel that belly like really drawing in as you fold those arms down. Notice how that feels on the neck and shoulders. Notice how that feels on the back. Excellent. Release that. Roll those shoulders out. We're going to come down onto your mat again. I'm just going to once again tilt this a bit. There we go. So a little bit of eye of the needle for our hips. So you're going to come onto your back. And again, you can watch for a moment if you're not used to this pose, if you're not familiar with it, then just watch for a quick second and then you can come on down and allow yourself to get into the pose yourself. But you're going to come onto your back. Feet are on the floor, knees are bent up towards the ceiling. And then we're just going to take our right ankle and put it on our left knee. So there's like this big wide space, right? That knee's kind of splaying out to the side here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take both hands, wrap it around this left thigh and draw it in. Now, if you can't reach your thigh comfortably, grab like a strap, you can grab a towel, and then wrap that around to give you a little bit more length. But otherwise, grab a hold of that leg and hug it in. Flex the toes towards your knees just to engage those muscles and just hold here. If this isn't enough of a stretch, ideally you're probably gonna feel that stretch right in that outer part of the leg and right into your glute. You can deepen that stretch by bringing your hands to the front of the thigh and drawing it in just a little bit tighter. Relax the neck and shoulders. There should be no tension there. And just hold and breathe. The hips are strong muscles. And whether we are sitting or whether we are working out consistently, these muscles tighten fast. So we need to take a moment just to let them release. So hold this here. Couple more breaths. Okay, I'd give that little extra squeeze and slowly release. And then we're just gonna switch sides. So again, feet are on the floor, knees up towards the ceiling. This time taking that left ankle up onto the right knee. Hands are gonna wrap around the right thigh this time. Hug it in, flex those toes back. And again, adjust. If you wanna release it a little bit more, that's okay. If you wanna tighten it a little bit more, get a deeper stretch, that's okay. But honor where your body is at. Just relax the neck and shoulders. Take those big, deep breaths. One more breath. Good, and then again, give that a little squeeze and release. Keep the feet on the floor, knees about hip width apart. We're just gonna spread the arms wide in a nice T position. Tuck those shoulder blades under. Breathe in deep at center, and then just drop your knees to the right side for this nice gentle twist. Let the knees fall to the right side, let them hang there. Again, just stay there, take a few breaths. Then when you're ready, breathe in, draw the knees through center, and then exhale, let both knees fall over to the left side. Again, just this nice gentle twist in the back. Let the legs relax there. Head staying at the center for now. Breathe deep. Beautiful. Breathe in, draw those knees to center, and then hug the knees into the chest, into a little boat. Just hug it here for a moment. Rock side to side if you need a little bit of a release. Good. And then lengthen the legs long to the floor. I'm too close to my wall. Lengthen the legs long to the floor. Reach long overhead. Big, long stretch. Point out through the fingers and toes. Good. Breathe in deep. And then exhale. Allow those arms to rest at your sides. You can stay here as I lead you through just your final relaxation. If you'd rather come up to a seated position, then just take your time. Again, bend the knees, maybe roll onto the side. before you bring yourself back up. But otherwise, you can stay in that lying position, lying back. If the low back is at all tender, then grab a blanket, or if you're fortunate enough to have like a nice big bolster like this guy here, tuck that under the knees, or just keep the feet on the floor with the knees bent up towards the ceiling so that the low back feels supported. Otherwise, you can come to a seated position, but we just want to make sure you're comfortable right now. And then we're just going to do just really quick ending here, closing the eyes, focusing in on that breath for a moment. Take note. Take note of how your body feels right now. And even better yet, take note of how your mind feels. Maybe when you logged on, you were feeling a little bit lost, a little bit anxious. But hopefully, over this little bit of time together, you've let some of that melt away. That you've gotten present into your body, that you moved some of that energy, released some of that negativity. The eyes are closed. Feel the jaw soften, a little bit of space between the teeth. And imagine that every exhale is like a wave washing down the body. That exhale is washing away any tension or stress. That exhale is letting go of any worries. Every exhale, letting go of any tension in the body. Releasing any negativity in the mind. Take 5 more breaths here. Count them down in your own mind. Letting every exhale wash away and release. A few more breaths. Let it wash away right from the top of the head, all the way down through the body, out through the toes. 2 more breaths here. And then when that feels complete, if you are lying back, allow yourself to draw those knees into the chest. Let's all take one more big breath here, closing off this practice. Again, if you're lying back, allow yourself to roll onto the side, slowly coming back up to seated. And once you're seated, with your eyes closed, bring those hands to heart center. Take a moment to place those thumbs, your thumbs together right at the center of your chest, heart center. Eyes closed, bow within, acknowledge all that you've done for your mind and body today, and how you are bringing a sense of peace and balance into the energy of this world. May you and all beings be happy. May you and all beings be healthy. And may you and all beings share in loving kindness. Thank you for joining me today, everyone. Namaste. Truly thank you for those of you who have joined live. If you're watching the replay, again, feel free to drop me a comment or send me a message with any other requests that you guys may have. It's an honor to be here with you and to share a little bit of kindness and hope in this time. So otherwise, I'll be taking a break on the weekend. I'll put up a schedule for next week. This week was kind of on the fly and last minute, but I'll actually put up a schedule of what I'll be, what times I'll be coming on live and what I'll be providing. So stay tuned, and I'll just post it in my stories so you guys can tune in next week when it suits for you, because I'll just be doing this Monday through Friday to hopefully, like I said, bring a little bit of peace to your weekdays. I hope you guys are just snuggling up with your families, staying happy, staying healthy, and yeah, just again, thank you so much for being here. Thanks, Marietta. Oh, thanks, guys. You guys are sweet. All right, but I'm going to log off and check in on my kiddo because it's, you know, been a little bit of time and she probably needs a snack. Real life. Bye, guys.